Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. We are broadcasting once again here in the DFW, that's Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. Everybody wants to know what it means. We're very excited because this is our Wednesday evening edition. I'm very excited with my guest. My guest has a very impressive resume from podcasting to radio to finances, and she gladly accepted my invitation. It's actually a couple of weeks ago prior to tonight. So I want to welcome my guest to the podcast. Shy, thank you, ma'am, for taking time out your productive schedule. Just give us a background on who you are, what you do, what you represent, how you got started, to where you are today, which I know you're still doing in the work. So we know that what they say, I haven't scratched the surface yet, but go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast.
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Furman? Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really excited to not only meet your guests, but definitely just have a candid conversation about finances so we can be a little more comfortable with that. But before we get there, yeah, like you said, I was in entertainment for like 8 years. Doing radio, TV, hosting, going jet setting, going around, acting on different stages and just living my best life, I thought. And all those things were fantastic and wonderful until the pandemic hit. And once the pandemic hit, all those gigs, they went away, and being an entrepreneur, we have to get out there and make our money, right? But when they told us if we went outside, we were going to die and we couldn't go out anymore, that changed some things for me, right? And so I was looking at myself like, what am I going to do about money? Because I and my family wasn't ready for something called a pandemic. We wasn't ready for them to say you got to make money in a different kind of way, right? And so that kind of catapulted me out of entertainment as I saw it into finances. So I've been able to come into an incredible company that taught me about money, continuously teaches me about money. I'm licensed now, so I'm able to really help people with their money and help them protect themselves and become properly protected. Make sure they are saving, right? Getting out of debt before they get into it and those things. Just teaching them a bit more about money. And it's become an incredible passion of mine to help our people understand more about it.
And that's a beautiful thing that you're doing, Shy. Help individuals, families. I know it takes a very special, unique individual to be able to teach, educate, to gain all this wealth of wisdom and knowledge that you accumulate over the years to be able to transfer from what you have to ones who are willing to accept it. And that's the great thing about it. You're very high energy. Where do you get all this energy from? Because as we did this interview right now and we talked on the phone, you still had this high pack of energy. So where do you draw this energy from?
That's a great question. I love life. I'm an individual that hasn't had it easy, that didn't have anything handed to me. And so any victory that I can come out against just makes me a better person. And I just don't take life for granted. You know what I mean? We could complain about everything or be so grateful about everything that we have, no matter what it is. God tells us to count it all joy, right? It all works in our favor and it all works for our good. So I just live my life like that. No matter what I'm going through, I can always see the bright side of everything.
And like I said, once again, that's awesome. And all of that, when you have that type of energy and that spirit around of yourself, it should uplift other individuals themselves and say, if I can do it, I can do it too. I did see some questions, of course, and I really was thinking about these questions today.
Yeah.
And I really want to talk about some real needy, greedy stuff that needs to be addressed. Really talk about these things that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And my first question is, let's talk about the mental thing. Let's talk about the mental side of things. Everything we deal with is mental. If you go to the Bible, it talks about the mindset. Scripture tells us to meditate day and night. Of course, Apostle Paul says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of my mind, right?
Yeah.
So we know everything has to deal with the mental capacity. So I want to ask you this question. And with you expertise, it said, this was the question I came up with. When it comes to finances, does it have to do with our mental capacity? When I say that, people also, when it comes to money, it goes, all type of things go through people's mind. Where if they don't have it, what happened? fear creeps in, right?
Yeah.
The fear of how I'm gonna pay this, how I'm gonna eat, how I'm gonna sleep. All this stuff affects our mental capacity. So with your expertise, does that, in your own opinion, play a role when it comes to finance? Because people live in fear. We know the scripture tells us that God did not give the spirit of fear, but I know this physical world and things like that. When we don't have anything in our banking account, it's a negative, or won't have anything saved up, it messes with our mental capacity. How can we overcome that?
Well, that's a great question. And I don't necessarily think it's a mental capacity, right? It's more like the mentality, right? What how we feel and think about money. What is our relationship about money? And how do you win the money game if you don't know the money rules? See, that's why we don't win because we don't know. People perish for the lack of knowledge, right? We wasn't taught the game about money. We drank the wrong Kool-Aid when it came about this money, right? We were only taught to go get out of high school, go to college, debt, go get these credit cards, debt, go get these big old houses, debt, go get these cars, debt, go get these all this other stuff, but no one teaches us how to manage debt, how to get out of debt, how to not even get into debt, right? So now it's the debt and the lack thereof to overcome it, which is drains our mentality, is not the money thing. We just need to know about how to actually operate in our money, what to do with our money, how to make our money work for us, right? But if you don't know the money game, how do you play and how do you win the money rules? You absolutely cannot, right? So it's not about the mental capacity because I think when we learn, when we gain more knowledge, we enlarge our capacity, we enlarge our mental, right? But when we don't enlarge our knowledge, when we don't enlarge our mental capacity and learning about money, then it does feel like we don't have the mental capacity. No, you just don't have the knowledge that you need to be able to grow and do the things that you need to do. So we have limits on our mental capacity, if you will.
Right, because I was reading some earlier today, and it's the art of living. They were talking about the paradigm shift and the breaking the algorithm, increase our awareness of per se. Just like it put this example out, like which way you prefer. 100,000 a year sounds good to an individual, but they say, okay, do you know it's possible that you can make 100,000 a month?
Right.
What's gonna go through somebody's mindset? First of all, they gonna get it's gonna all type of stuff once again comes to their head.
Mhm.
But also, how can we increase our awareness? Like, okay, it is possible instead of just thinking it's not possible. You say,
Mhm.
hey, you make 100,000 a month. There's no way you could do that. That's hard. This and that. That once again, that breaking that algorithm. That's
Yeah.
what we want to focus on: breaking the algorithm, breaking that, and how and where increase our awareness. That's what.
It's like the people, places, and things that we're around, right? If we're
Mm-hmm.
not around beautiful things that would need you to make that kind of income, if we're not around the people that speak on those income levels and that can understand and have the capacity, then if we're not around those people, places, and things, then it's really hard for us to have those conversations or even believe that we can do something we've never seen before. So it really does matter who you're putting yourself around, because if you're just putting yourself around Junebug, you know what I'm saying, who only had $2.15 all his life, and that's who you take your advice from, well, you're probably going to have that same $2.15 that Junebug had, right? So it really does matter who we are putting ourselves around and who we're listening to in order to, have dream bigger and believe we can make $100,000 a month, $100,000 a year, or however much our goals are.
Right, most definitely. Also, I got a big shout out to Keisha saying she had a big shout out to her.
Hey,
She said,
Keisha.
"Good evening." She's the founder and CEO of IL Radio here in the DFW. I had her last night with some of my team building. So big shout out to her in the comment section. Also, give a big shout out to Mr. Chance and also man, the guy had him on the platform here not too long ago. I was on his platform not too long ago. So big shout out to him. He's saying blessings, 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 and that's what it's all about. He said, yes, your environment matters. Strips text about that too. Scripture says, "If you walk with wise men, you will become wise."
Yeah.
Paraphrase: "You walk with a company of fools, you shall be destroyed." So it's all about changing your environment, changing the people you're around, changing the mindset. So if you post that question, Shai, it's like, okay, if you prefer to make 100,000 a month, some individual think that's impossible. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this. Once trying to get out, like I said, the awareness,
Yeah.
raise our awareness, take the limitations off, because we put a lot of limits on ourselves. And also, I was reading earlier, it comes from that old traditional way of thinking that we adapted through the years,
Yeah.
from childhood all the way up to adulthood. Where it's family, people associated with, breaking that old filthy way of thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you a secret. When I had first, came into the knowledge that I was doing this money thing wrong in my mid 40s, not too long ago, I was very angry. I was angry at society for not teaching me the right way to prepare my family properly. I was angry because no one told me that I was supposed to be paying myself from the very beginning when I first started even working so that I would have money later. No one told me that I did not have to live in poverty mindset, that I did not have to work a 9 to 5 doing the same thing, right, that everybody else has done. No one told me I had options like that. And so I was a bit perturbed that we're walking around here not knowing really what the game is, Furman.
Right?
Don't even really know what the game is. We just get our money, throw it up against the wall, hope something sticks, but we don't tell our money where to go. We don't give our money a plan. We don't invest it properly and wonder why we look up at 40 and 50 years old and don't have enough of it.
This had to come with the fear, Shy. Once the scripture tells us about how the cares of this world
Mm-hmm.
rob us. It's like want that instant gratification per se.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like when it comes to investing, when
Yeah.
people say they want to invest and then they allow instant gratification come in, where they allow the anxiety to kick in, they allow the impatience to kick in, where they're scared to just really, okay, I'm gonna take my money, I'm talk to my financial planner advisor to see where I can put it and let it grow like a plant. It has to grow.
Yeah.
Once again, it's breaking that mindset of not of being impatient per se.
Mm-hmm.
Want the instant gratification. It's like I gotta have it right now, even though that's not real because it's there, but we don't have to act on it per se. They don't want to make because we'll allow these delusions to come in,
Yeah.
and the delusions are not real, but we'll think they're real, but they're not real. Instead of being patient, letting it grow, and realize you don't even. To be honest with you, when you start investing in things like that, truth be told, you really don't even miss it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a plan. You have to have a plan. Even if you're investing, you need to have a plan. Well, what is the goal for this money? What's the why behind it? Why am I investing this money? Right? Let's take retirement for an example. Okay. I think that's important. Okay. Because retirement is not an age. Oh, when I reach 65, I'm going to retire. That's the wrong mentality. Retirement is the lump sum of money, Furman, that we're going to have to live on for the rest of our life because it's going to come to a point where we're not going to be able to trade our time for money.
Right.
Because we're going to be too old and ain't nobody going to really want to holler at you when you're 70 something years old. Then it's going to be like, well, didn't you save enough money? Didn't you invest enough money? Didn't you contribute to your retirement plans and things of that nature so that you have enough money to live on? Right? So what is the point of this money? Because we know when we invest, and that's a myth too, you got to have all this money to invest. You got to have a lump sum of money to invest. Well, No, you got to start where you are. And even if I teach my clients, even if you could pay yourself $25 a paycheck, let's start there. That way, that's that. You're paying yourself $25. It ain't going to mean nothing now. But in 15, 20, 30, 40 years from now, you're going to be like, oh, that's $500,000 I had put away and invested just by paying myself a little bit because I trained and conditioned myself that I'm worth it and I have to do this. Right? It's something we have to do. It's not, and we have to be more aggressive and not think it's something that we're going to get to. Because money likes time. Money compounds over time. And if you're not putting no money in to compound, then guess what? You're just wasting time.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I want to give a big shout out to, we got 53 shares. I want to give a big shout out to all the 53 shares on tonight's
53 shares.
podcast. So big shout out to everybody for the 53 shares, of course, it's going on right now. But we talking about some real stuff. It's like, I'm going to talk about this shot. It's like with Adam and Eve. The Bible said Adam and Eve was naked and it was unashamed. We got to get to that part where we could be naked and unashamed. When I say unashamed, they talk about these things that's been so uncomfortable that we have to start getting comfortable now.
Yeah.
And these a lot of things we had not talked about, especially when it comes to relationships, marriages. These are things we never talked about. We get so googly eyed, but we forget about the elephant in the room. We realize there is reality after the wedding. Bills still gonna be coming in. You got to think about children, location, finances.
Yeah.
Just in case God forbid something happened to our significant other, will we still be able to maintain the household? These are things that we never talked about. I'm glad we're addressing these things now.
Yeah.
But back then, we never really addressed these things. We were like, oh, she looked good, he looked good. But we never really sat down and talked about the vision.
Mm.
You know, I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say this years ago. It was a clip. And he was talking, it was a men's conference he was doing. And he said, when you ask a woman, he said, for paraphrase, he asked about the part when the man asked a woman to marry him, instead of saying, I do, she need to ask, what's the vision?
I'm trying to tell you, somebody say it louder.
And that makes sense because you taking on this role to be a husband, she needs to know what's the vision, where we're going, where we're heading. Not just be married, just be married. It has to be purpose. It has to be a meaning behind this. And like I said, once again, the raise that awareness, getting out of that small way of thinking and realize that all things are possible. We see it in scripture all the time where the Bible said, with God, all things are possible.
All things.
But we allow our limited thinking to get in the way.
Yeah.
Well, look at my credit score. Look at my bank account, my education. But scripture says that with God, all things are possible, but we keep getting our own freaking way.
Yeah.
How can we get out of our way? Because we keep getting our own way, messing up things.
Yeah, well, I guess when you talk about relationships, right? So that was a really good question. Should we enter into relationships? If we would talk about our finances, right? How open should we be when it comes to our finances? Well, I think that really depends on the person, right? It depends on the person. It depends on the person. But what I do believe is, because I think if we talked about finances right in the beginning of relationships, there wouldn't be a lot of relationships, right? There's a lot of things we wouldn't probably enter in, because now I kind of see more and know more than I really care to know, right, in the beginning. But I think if we should have a good handle on our own finances, we should have a good handle on how we can enhance in someone else and not hinder them with our bad money habits, right? See, we have to get our own understanding and our own knowledge about finances, how we spend, how we protect, how we cover, how we save ourselves. So now when we are in these relationships, we have a good handle on it, and we're not just concerned about what they not doing, what they doing. You actually bring something to the table, woman. You actually bring something to the table, man. Right? But I think if we got a more handle of what we're doing personally, then when we get into relationships, everyone taking care of their business. Now we can really gel. Now we can mend. Now it's not like what you have, what I don't have, what you hide, and what I'm not hiding. Because like you said, especially in a marriage, those things has to be hashed out.
Yeah, and it's not in a bad way. It's a good way. When I say that, it's like, okay, you can actually help this individual if they're willing to be helped. That's what I want to say on that one. Because we never had no financial background, right? So if someone come in and y'all vibing, y'all gelling, whatever, and it may be a little hiccup, you can say, you know what? It's okay. We're gonna work through this. We're gonna get with somebody who knows what they're doing to
Mm,
help us progress forward. See what it is. A lot of individuals they want to kick someone to the side, but you can't kick someone to the side if they're willing to learn.
yeah, patience with people, right?
All
Grace and
right,
mercy.
as that's the beautiful thing about it that you can sit down and work together to take it to the next level.
That part, because also too, Furman, people don't need a critic. And that's when I sit down with my clients, I realize you don't need a critic. You don't need me to tell you all the things you've done wrong. You just need a guide,
Yeah,
someone
that's
who's
right.
educated and can just show you and share with you and give you step by step how to make your goals come true, right? It's like
Hmm.
if you have a sickness in your body, right? Are you just going to sit there and just let the sickness take over? No, you're going to get professional help so they can give you the right antibiotics, so they can give you the right diagnosis, so they can give you step by step on how to care for yourself. Why don't we do that when it comes to our finances, right? We can be in a hole, we can have a bunch of debt and have a bunch of just craziness going on, but we just sit there and stay in it and fester in it over and over and over without getting professional help with someone who's educated and can help you. So you just got to know that for me, I treat my clients, I'm not a critic. I'm your guide. I'm here to help you and support you. Again, that's my why. Because I know that so many people struggle with this. What do most people go to church praying about? Their finances. What do people most need a miracle or breakthrough about? Their finances. What do marriages break up over? Finances, right? What most people have much stress going to work because they're going to work at a job they hate and still don't have enough finances.
Yeah. And once again, it raises that awareness.
Yeah,
Shy by raise that awareness, of course. Get out our own way,
yeah,
learn it. First of all, we're supposed to evolve anyway,
yeah.
evolving, learning. And it's never too late to learn, ladies and gentlemen, those who
Mm-mm.
watch us right now. It's never too late to learn. It's all
No.
about, hey, gaining all this wisdom, this wealth of knowledge to be better individuals. And
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Let's talk about the life insurance. Let's talk about the different investments, of course. We know that life insurance been around for centuries. Uh, you ask the average person, do they have life insurance? Well, I got to do my job. That don't mean anything. But have they really thought about taking out one? If someone say I had life insurance, well, I can't afford it, or I got this going on, that going on. But what is the importance of having a policy?
mm,
Shot for those who may never experience a policy, but bring it to the forefront why it's important to have a life insurance policy.
yeah. No, that's a great question. So this is one thing I will ask my client. Okay, let's say in the event that you had an untimely death, Berman. In the event you had untimely death, how does your family bury you?
They gotta have money to do it.
I'm sorry.
They gotta have the money to do it. But if he
Okay,
got no money,
yeah. How are they going to do campaigns? Are they going to do fish fries? Are they going to do GoFundMe campaigns? Are they going to go deplete some of their savings? Are they going to have poster boards on the corner? How are people going to put you away, whether that's a funeral or cremation?
well, one thing about my parents, they did take out a life insurance, and now I got my own life insurance policy as well, also. So I did it.
I'm just
So,
saying you're not. You're not. It's not you. This is
but
it's not
yeah, I know what
you.
you're saying.
You know,
Yeah,
it's the
but
person. So you have to start getting people thinking about the what ifs, right? See,
right.
life insurance covers the what ifs in life. It's like, baby, if I don't, and let's talk about it. Let's say it's a family man. He has a spouse, a house, and a mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't come home and something happens to him. Does the responsibility of his children go away?
No,
Does his mortgage go away? Does
No,
that debt go away?
no.
But immediately his income goes away. And if that could be devastating to that family who depends on that breadwinner to bring in the bread, to bring in the money, to take care of our things, to take care of our lifestyle. So life insurance, y'all, is a way to bubble wrap your family in case the worst of the worst happens. It says, baby, if I don't come through the house tomorrow for any reason, there's enough life insurance to make sure taking care of the kids till they're 21, pay off the house that y'all can stay in for the rest of whenever, right? And also pay off my debt. And that way you can leave something for your family behind. It's the only way that we leave our legacy. You leave your legacy with money or land. And if you don't have any land, you don't leave a legacy. If you don't leave no money, people forget you. They forget you quickly. So that's why we leave life insurance. It's not for you per se. It's for the people that you love and care for that you're going to leave behind. Why wouldn't you want to leave your family $500,000 plus if you could?
It
Why
makes
wouldn't
sense.
you?
I mean, because it's all about thinking long term, right?
That's
Thinking
right.
long term. And short term, long term, because anything can happen. God forbid anything happen. But you have to think, okay, so if anything does happen, that everything will still be maintained. And then you kind of hate it where you see individuals on social media, all these places, doing these GoFundMe's and all these stuff. But then you ask them about a policy, they would come with all type of excuses.
Yeah. Yeah. It's value. You have to see the value in it, right? Because, and this is what I get to help families understand. Their life is value. Why do we pay more insurance on our automobile than we do with the life driving the car? We'll pay more money a month, 100 something plus dollars on a piece of steel and not a single dime of the life that's actually driving that vehicle. It's backwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our lives matter. We have to put value on our lives. Do you need life insurance? Are you breathing? That's
Yep.
if you need to know, do I need life insurance? Are you breathing? Do you have people that depend on you? Do you have debt that will actually be, passed down to your family and to your family? Do you have a home that you pay a mortgage on? If something happened to you, does that house leaves your family? This is how you ensure that your legacy stands, if that's important to you.
It has to be important. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we'll jump right back into our Q&A conversation. We'll be right back, everybody.
Write your next hit stage play with Sheena D.
What up, everybody? How you feeling? Yours truly, Stretch 646 Phenomenon from WHUR on the set of this wonderful play that we just witnessed for a 2-day event called Crucified.
I knew it was the boy. I don't like it.
Writer, director, and producer of hit stage play Crucified, backed by popular demand.
I gotta say, this was a great piece of work.
Damn! Oh, how you moving that chocolate with all the muscles and your grill messed up? Come on. Oh my God! It's like finding a Snicker with no nut. I know, baby. I know. Come on.
What are you waiting for? Head over to sdhentertainment.com now to sign up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. Of course, I'm Furman Jackson Jr. I'm the host of Walking This Ways, and all my guests this evening, Shy, of course, here in the DFW. Before you get back into our conversation, I'll read some earlier, and I want to read this. It said, now let's think. Let's really think. The results you're getting are expression of your level of awareness. If you let this fall into place in your mind, I think you're going to find that your awareness is blocked by the paradigm. It's old conditioning that blocks the awareness. You got to change the condition. That's what I want to focus on, changing the condition. And when we think about stuff, it's that old mindset that we had growing up. Because think about, we were born in sin, of course, the scriptures that were born in sin, shaped in iniquity. So as we were born in the world, we were shaped and molded into all different things, of course. So how can we break this thing? What baby steps we need to take in order to take this thing to the next level where we need to be at? That we're getting at an old conditional way of thinking. And that's something we've been doing for a very long time, up to adulthood.
Yeah. First of all, I think you have to want to. You have the it's a want. Why what about me needs to change to get a different outcome? Because you have to understand, we only perpetuate what we've seen, what we've been taught, because that's all that we know. Take for your example about money, right? You
Right.
only know what your mama and your daddy taught you, and they only know what their mama and daddy taught them, so forth and so on. So if
Correct.
you've only seen your parents struggle and living check to check, then guess what? That's probably going to be the only thing that you're going to believe that you can do is struggle, live check to check. Why? Because it's all that you've seen, it's all that's been perpetuated, it's all that you've known. So something has to ignite in you that say there has to be something different about me. I have to be the chain breaker. I have to be the curse breaker, right? God, what in me is going to be able to change the trajectory of our legacy? See, we have to be legacy minded. I think that's the whole thing, right? Because they said wealthy people, wealthy people plan for generations to come, Furman.
Right, they do. They do.
Poor people plan for Saturday night.
I heard that before.
Right? So really, what are your goals? Because if you don't have any goals long term, you're not going to be searching for the ways to get those goals taken care of. Too many people, I think we stop dreaming. We stop desiring more. We get into this rut of working on 9 to 5 for 40 plus hours a week at jobs we absolutely hate for 40 plus years, and still don't have enough money because we never changed our mindset. See, with me, I'm gonna tell you one of the things that changed how I live, how I work with corporate. So I was working in corporate America. I was a property manager, doing quite well with my life, right? My oldest son, he was leaving home. He was going to Tennessee, leaving the house for good, right? I was a single mom, a lot of his coming up or whatever, here and there, whatever, right? Furman, when my baby is at the airport with a one-way ticket to Tennessee to start his life, I'm proud of him. I'm a proud mama, right? And you know what this boy turned around and told me? He said, Mom, I love you, but you weren't there. What you mean I wasn't there? He said, Mom, you worked a lot. And you know what that dawned on me? So I have 2 other kids behind him. I said, you know what? I am not going to allow a job to suck all of my years away from my children, that when they're going into adulthood, they say they never knew me. So that's when I decided to change my mind. And I'm like, listen, if I'm going to be just over broke working on this job, I might as well take a chance on myself. And that's why I went into full-time entrepreneurship. So I could own my time. I could make the money that I need to make. I could learn as much as I want to learn. I could continue to grow. Because think about it, people in jobs, they don't grow. They do the job. They're not growing to be better. They're not growing to find different strategies. They're not growing to enlarge their capacity. They're at a job.
Right.
They go 9 to 5, go home, go to sleep, go to work, 9 to 5. That's the robotic mentality that we have as a society. So we are perpetually not growing.
You're right.
There's a switch that has to go off.
And it has to be. That's it. Breaking that old traditional way of thinking, getting out of that mindset, start a new path, start a new legacy, start a new journey. Maintain taking control, because we allow things of the outside world to control us.
Sure.
We allow emotions to control us. We allow what the media say control us. We allow what people words say control us, and we allow all this stuff to come in that we allow our destiny per se to be in other people's hands instead of taking control of our own destiny. Because we only got one life today. You hear people say be the CEO of life, CEO of your life, but are we actually believing these things that we hear?
Mm-hmm.
People get excited temporarily, and they allow, once again, that circumstance to come in. So that's when you have to realize, you know what? It's time for me to break this thing. If not, I'm allow this thing to keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning before it's ever too late. And we don't want that to happen.
We don't want that. And one of the things that I decided for myself and my family, I have 3 children.
Okay.
And I decided, I said, you know what? My mom had me when she was 13 and she was the oldest of 8. So we didn't come from money. We didn't know nothing about money, know nothing about credit, nothing about that, right? And I had vowed I didn't come from money, Furman, but my children will. So I am doing my very best to work on my legacy, what I'm going to leave for my children, not only in life insurance, not only in assets that I'm building, but also in a richness of who God is, a richness in moral fortitude, a richness in love, a richness in joy, right? So that when I am gone in glory with my God, my mama left me money, my mama left me a house, a spouse. Now I got whatever it is. She left me things because she loved me, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying people don't love your families, but there's a better way to prepare your families. There's a better way to do things, because what we do, we think it's just going to happen. People won't even get their will together. They say, well, I'll get it together when I'm 95. Who's to say you're going to live till you're 95? These are the things, the basic things we need to get together now. So we're preparing our families for when things happen. Nothing happens without a plan. So we just got to get better planners, right? Because people don't fail to plan. They don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan.
You know what, Shy, we don't write out nothing. We don't write out our vision. Scripture tells us without a vision, the people perish.
Yeah.
You know, write the vision, make it plain, who's a rerun it. But anyway, getting back to the point I want to talk about, we're not writing the vision out. We'll write out everything else, but we're not writing out our life. You know, people say we write our own book, right?
Yeah.
So are we start are we writing down our life? Are we writing out the things that we want? Are we writing down our weekly goals, our monthly goals? Matter of fact, do we ever think about these goals to keep us to keep the fire going?
Yeah.
Per se?
You know what? Okay, so I write every single day. I have 9 steps that I do every single day, and I write them down every single day, and I check them off every single day. Okay, I have my notebook here, and the 9 steps that I write every single day, my goals, everything. I am a writer, right? Because again, if you're not writing it, how do you see it? How does it manifest? How does it come about? It doesn't. And that's one of the things that we do with our clients. We give you a financial game plan. We give you the plan. We're going to take all of your debt. We're going to take all of your finances, all of your savings, right? All of your goals and the things that you want. We put it on a plan on paper, so that Furman can see, do you have enough life insurance? Are you protected properly, right? How to get you out of debt sooner than later, right? Let's see. Are you actually putting and contributing to your 401k plans and your emergency funds and your children's education plan? Are these things written out? Because if this is your check, it's time for us to tell your check where to go properly. But if we're not taking care of our financial house, right? See, we want to go buy a real house, but we don't take care of our financial house. And you have to structure your financial house the same way. You have to make sure your foundation, which is your life insurance, is in place. So if anything happens to you, your house stands. Your house doesn't collapse on your family. Then we got to make sure we take care of your budget. Where's your money going? Furman, people make money, but they don't budget properly. They don't tell their money where it's going. Their money tells them where it's going, and they have more muck than they have money, right? What about your emergency fund? If the pandemic happened again and they shut it all down, did we learn any lessons? Did we prepare ourselves? Or are we expecting another stimmy check, like I was, to come through? Right? Am I the only one? And anybody else waiting for them stimulus checks? Anyways, I was waiting because I needed it. Right? But have we learned lessons yet? Because if so, we should be a little bit further than we were pre-pandemic.
Once again, it goes back to that way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We got so comfortable, so content that we don't we forget about these things per se. I want to say that, Shy. We're getting too complacent. We're getting too comfortable instead of just say, you know what? Even though I went through this, never again I'm going to put myself through this situation. We say it, but are we actually doing it? If
Yeah.
not, we go right back into that complacent state again. So right now, this is already September 20th. We ain't got that long in 2023. But, just like December 31st, January 1st, everybody get excited, right? I'm going to the gym. I'm doing this, doing that, doing it, doing that. But what happens? The old way of thinking creeps back
Yeah,
in,
for sure.
and we go right through the emotions until December 31st and January 1st.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
to the point where we go to the doctor and we get checked out, and the doctor says you need to start losing weight. Your body will let you know that, hey, you're out of shape. So we allowing other people to tell us what we need to do, then we should be already doing it, but we'll wait till the last minute to have to tell us what we have to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it because they told me to do it. What will I happen is doing it because I need to do it, and I know it's the right thing to do. Which I'm saying that's not going to get help, but it's just like how we wait till the last minute to do things. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what? It's also too goes back to scripture when God tells us to be not only hearers, but doers.
Right.
We got to do these things, right? If I
Mhm.
give you a plan, I show you how to structure some things, and if I can make it better than your pre-plan, and I can improve your plan, is there a reason you wouldn't go ahead and implement those things to help you get further along, right?
Mm.
But because of skepticism, but because of lack of knowledge, somebody burned you out a long time ago, whatever the case may be, you're still stuck in that same stinking thinking. Now, when someone amazing like a Chilo comes along, tells you all this amazing, great things and able to help you improve upon what you got going on, and if you still don't take those steps, that's a you thing, right? That's a you thing because there's the internet. So we call the internet. You don't trust somebody, go get on the internet, go do some research, go learn something, anything to improve upon what you have. Because if you're not getting the results that you want right now, and if you're not in the place that you want to be financially, there's help out there. Our pride has to come down. Ego goes to the side. Here I am. Somebody help me stop the bleeding.
If not,
help.
go ahead, Shy. Because I was saying, if not, we just gonna repeating the same thing over and over again. We just going around in circles, like the children of Israel going around in circles. Scripture lets us know that would have been an 11-day journey. It took them 40 years. That's what's going on today. The answer's right here, and it's taking us 40, 50 years because we keep going around in circle. Like you say, it's a you thing now. You have individuals, yourself, and many others who are delivering wealth of knowledge, like Strip said, but people struggle with lack of knowledge. But it's like they want the instant gratification. It's like, okay, if you tell them, okay, I'm gonna show you how to make this money, they prefer you to give them the money instead of following the blueprint that you set up for them to follow. Because why? It takes work. It's like individuals, they want the success, but they're not willing to work to gain the success. Like they want the success, but they still want to be comfortable. Like I mentioned earlier, if you tell someone you can make $100,000 a month, they'll bring up all kind of excuses. Oh, that ain't work. It ain't gonna work. That's impossible. Mindset.
Or that work ethic. That work ethic is trash, so you're never going to get $100,000 a month. So I understand that. That ain't even your bag, right? So again, we want what the greats will do, but are we really willing to put in the sweat equity for what the greats have? See, in order to be great, in order to be successful, those are anomalies. Most people fail. Come on, somebody. Most people fail because, like you said, it's their own, they get in their own way. And if you think that you are the master of your ship is eventually going to sink. God has to be the master of your ship, and you have got to get in that thing, and you got to row sometimes. Sometimes he's going to make you row. You're going to have to do some of the work too. Faith without works is dead, and we are delusional to think that we're going to make certain strides in life without putting in the work, without being disciplined, right? Example, you have a small child. Let's say you have a 1-year-old baby, and you're like, you know what? I want my child to have at least $20,000. So when they become graduates of high school, I'm not just saying, good job, Johnny. Great job. Why don't you give them a check for a bank account of $20,000? Said Dad was making sure I knew you were going to get to this, and I'm proud of you. Here's some money for adulthood. Here's some money for college. Here's some money to go buy a car. Or do they got to get it out the mud like we had to get it out the mud? I don't know about you, but my mama did. I don't even think my mom was at my graduation, but she didn't give me no money. I know that for sure. But if we could just start our young lads off properly, why? Because we invested $25 a month for their education, and over time it grew to a nest egg for them. Why wouldn't we want to do that for our families?
And you don't miss it. If people
You
don't
don't miss
understand,
it.
you don't miss it at all. If it take $100, $200, okay, what would you do? Okay, $100 a month into your investment. If you weren't investing that $100, just throwing $100 out there, what would you be doing with that $100? Going out to these restaurants, going to these places, eating out, buying clothes. And you know what it is, Shy? We don't think investment. We don't think access. We think liability. Them things are liability. You're not gonna get no return from it. But we think it's all good. We think, once again, we allow the media, social media, Instagram, all this other stuff, put these images out. But are we being responsible? That's what I want to say. Yeah, you can buy all the latest clothes and belt, Louis Vuitton and stuff, but do you have a policy in place at the end of the day?
That part, right? But also, too, think about this too, Furman. In the pandemic, what did we learn? We don't need any of it.
No.
We need money to survive, people. We don't need the belts, the shoes, the boots, the hats, the hair. We don't need any of it. Right?
Right. You ain't got no money, you're gonna fund it or sell it.
You know what I mean? We didn't even use it. How many people's clothes went to waste even till today because you still ain't been out and going? You don't even use it. It's a waste. Moths will come in and destroy your clothes. That's not where our treasure is supposed to be stored up, right? It's not. The thief can come and get it. And the Bible talks about that, right?
True.
So no, we're supposed to store up our treasures in different higher places, right? My goal for you, my goal for your audience to understand that you deserve to be properly protected. You deserve to be debt-free. You deserve to have money when you need it and to be financially independent. You deserve it. You have the wealthy people, Furman, and you have the poor people. Wealthy people, they have money. They know what to do with their money. They money got money. They goons got goons, right?
No, definitely.
And the poor people, the government takes care of them, right?
Right.
You know, you have food stamps, you have housing, you have shelters, you have things. But guess what? It's the middle class family, just like you and I, that work check to check, gig to gig, 9 to 5, that needs a plan to get ahead. And so that's who I focus on, is the middle street families that no one's coming and talking to them about their finances. No one's coming and making sure they're properly protected so they're not leaving their family in financial ruin if something were to happen to them. No one's telling them that you can start paying yourself $25 to $50 a month so you'll have money towards your future. No one's telling them this stuff.
That's true. And it's like a little something. I'm just looking up some now. The 1%. In 2011, the Occupy Wall Street protest movement spread the term 1% in reference to America's richest people. At the time, 1% of the population controlled about 30% of the country's wealth. But Occupy was no more the origin of American class conflict than it was of the phrase of population. You heard about that, the 1%, the 1% of the top earners of America, the richest. That lets you know just 1% top earners. See, this stuff that I'm still reading on now. Like I'm 41, but you know too late to learn, right? So this stuff is important. No, we don't think about that. The 1% top earners are the richest people in America. It didn't say black. It didn't say white. It didn't say green. It didn't say purple. It says the 1% of top earners are the richest people in America.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it. Those people that's in that position, they don't have to want for anything. They pay their bills on time. If their car break down the day of tomorrow, they going right to the shop, whatever, to get it fixed that same day or the next day. Why we put ourselves in that position? To say, okay, my car broke down. I got the money. I'm going to get it fixed. I ain't got to work this and that. No, get into that in that mindset of saying, you know what? That broke down. I got the money going to get it fixed today. To get in that mindset. That's what I'm going to say. Like, shift into that mindset, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So so let's shift into our mindset. I'm gonna give you a really quick lesson on how your money should be flowing. Okay. So most people, I don't want to say most people. Let's say you have money in your checking and your savings
Mm-hmm.
at the bank. A lot of people have money only in their checking and savings. You're also supposed to have a midterm account too. This is going to be an account to where, let's say that your savings at your bank is low, you have money in your midterm account, your emergency fund, to where it's actually getting a higher rate of return, maybe a 4 to 6% rate of return. Your money should always be growing. Then you have your long-term buckets, your long-term accounts. That's going to be your 401k plan for retirement. That's going to be your Roth IRA for your retirement. You set it and forget it. Your nest egg money, your retirement money. When you're done working, you need to be having money working at least 9+% out there, right? But it's this midterm and your short term is where we need to focus on. Okay. Let's say you get a check. Let's say your check is $1,000. Okay. That money is going to go in your checking and your savings. You should be putting money in your savings account, but not only that, you should be putting money in your midterm account. Okay. So when your savings account gets low, you have money to go get from your midterm account. Right. But many people don't have that midterm, that emergency money. So now they're only stuck with what? They're checking in their savings. See, we got to be putting our money in different places. So our money is growing and we can have it flowing. We only have our money at the checking and the saving. And hopefully we have some retirement money, but it's not really flowing properly. We need our money to be flowing and growing, guys. That's how now your tires blown out. You got money in your midterm account that you can go and get because you're preparing for it. How do you prepare for an emergency, or how do you handle an emergency if you don't prepare for it?
Instead of just taking out, so we don't have to take out a loan, then have to pay that loan back.
Wanting
that
more
could be
debt?
avoided.
Yes, right? You have the money. You just have to be more disciplined, and what you got to get gangster with your money. No, you're going to my retirement. You're going to my midterm account. You're going to my life insurance. You're going to the investments over here. You're going to pay off debt. That's what you're doing, money, opposed to saying, oh, well, let's just pay my rent and my water. Maybe I'll do my this and maybe I'll do that because we got to go out tonight because we got to go get these kids this. We got to go get that and that. So all your essentials are not being taken care of because you didn't get gangster with your money. Your money got you by a chokehold. You know what I'm saying? You working all day and night for it, and your money got you in a chokehold because you ain't gangster with your money.
Makes sense. You know, it makes sense of what you're saying, Shy. It really does, because this stuff is important. So let's break this down. Let's break it down. All right. You mentioned the midterm account, of course. This very first time for everybody hearing it. What's the percentage that he start off with first when it comes to what percentage should do for their savings, what percentage should do for their midterm account as well. As you've been expertise in this thing, what can they need to start off with? Let's start with these baby steps. That's, you know what? That's clear to did, everybody. That's those who's listening tonight. That's clear the debt. Get your pencil and paper ready, of course. So go ahead and break it down, Shaw. What do we? Because this is a group thing, all right? We're vibing tonight. So
Yeah.
what should we start off with? What percent should we start off with when it comes to our midterm and also our savings?
Yeah, no, it's a really great question. So, guys, you always want, okay, so when you're checking and saving, if I ask you right now, Furman, do you have a savings account at your bank or credit union?
Yes.
Okay, Furman, what is the percentage rate of return that the bank is giving you on your money?
Is the percentage? Can't think. I don't know the number of the percentage.
Okay, I have a question for you. No, it's okay. Most people don't know because it's so little. When you get your statement, how much does it say you normally make on that money?
No, I look at my statement.
You didn't look at your statement? If you look at your statement at the bank, they're going to give you probably like a 0.02% or something like that, if that at all, on your checking or your savings.
Mm-hmm.
That means you're putting your money in the bank, and the bank is giving you very little return on your money. You only want to put money in the bank when you need it to do what? Take care of your household needs, take care of your lifestyle. Okay. So you're not going to get that much of a percentage in the bank checking and savings. That is why you need a midterm account. You need either a TOD account, that is a transfer on death account. It's almost like a checking account, but you're going to get a higher rate of return. Let's say at least a 4 to 6% rate of return. In this midterm account, you're still able to get money from it if you need it, for when you need it, for when your savings get low, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your midterm. You can get something in municipal bonds and things of that nature, right? But you always want to make sure it's getting a 4 to 6% rate of return. That's your emergency account. I can set those accounts up. Why? Because I'm licensed and I go through the top investment companies to make sure I get the best rates of return for my clients. Okay. Now your long-term account, that's going to be your retirement account, right? Guys, you need to be contributing to your 401k plan. Stop thinking, oh, they're taking my money, because when you get done working, you're going to be like, dang, I wish I would have contributed to my 401k plan. If your jobs match you, let's say 6%, then you put in 6%. That's 12% that you're getting on your money, right? And if your job matches, you want to get in it, and not so you're not leaving money on the table, right? If they put in $100 and you put in $100, that's $200. Why wouldn't you want to get into that account, right? Don't go over. Let's say they give the job give you 6%, and you put in 10%. Well, you just gave the government more money to tax, because that's all tax deferred money. It's not taxed while you're saving it. It's taxed when you start using it. So why would you give them more money to be taxed, right? So only match what your employer is matching. Do that for yourself. Then you want to have your Roth IRA open. Do you know what the benefit of a Roth IRA is, Furman?
And that's like the tax. I know that's the money that grows when you're in there, but it's also tax free, right? You don't get it right?
Very good. After that account has been open for 5 years, Furman, the government said it grows tax free. So you can get a higher rate of return in a Roth IRA, 9 to 10%. Guys, the stock market is doing really good. We have some really great funds getting way more than that, right? But because I'm a professional and I have access to this stuff, this is why you want to have someone like me, because wouldn't you want me to put you in accounts that are getting you higher rates of return than just sitting at the bank doing nothing? See, this is how we start wealth building. If you don't have a midterm account that's growing 4 to 6% rate of return, you should. If your Roth IRA is not performing to at least a 9 to 12%, it should. If you're not putting in your 401k and matching, you should. All of these things are going to make sure your money is constantly growing and you have it for when you need it. But if you're just putting your money in your bank account and your savings account and these CDs that's not growing, you stifle your growth, and you take time off of your money compounding. Okay. So that's really basic. It doesn't take a genius. You just need to have different buckets where your money is going and make sure that is growing, at different rates of return.
And what? I'm glad you brought up that. How can we go about doing the midterm account?
Yeah,
Because that's my first time hearing it. So, what we need to do, where we need to go, let's get this thing started. So,
yeah,
how we need to set this midterm account up right now?
yeah. So I would say you need to set up an appointment with me to set that up, right? I'm the
Hmm.
professional. I'm gonna go and give you an example. And it's important that we know what we're doing, okay? Because let's say that you go to Fidelity right now. You go into Fidelity, you're like, well, Chilonda said I need to get a midterm account, and you just open up you an account. You don't know what you're opening. I had a girl, 30, she's mid-30s. She has some money in her, she set up a Roth IRA, right?
Hmm.
But the account wasn't growing though, Furman. So I said, well, let me see your statement. I looked at it. She had it in a government bond where it was getting 0% rate of return. That
Hmm.
money is never going to grow for her, right? I was able to roll that money over and put her at a higher rate of return. She's made at least $300 to $400 in the last couple of weeks or months since she's had it with me because that was where it needs to be. See, I would not say, Furman, go open up one of these accounts because I'm not sure, Furman, you know what you're opening. I'm not sure what your suitability is. I'm not sure what your investment, what your risk tolerance is, right? I would say, Furman, what we going to do, we're going to set an appointment with me and we're going to go over the needs that you have. Why do you want to set up this account? What is the goal of this account? Do you need this account? Do you need this money within 3 to 5 years, 7 to 10? How well do you really want this money to grow? See, there's more questions that needs to be asked when we're building people's finances out for them. That makes
That's right.
sense?
It makes sense. Also, so we got a question in the comment section. Big shout out to Miss Jones. She said, "What is your email for a Q&A?"
What's up, Miss Jones? I think she was actually one of the ones. Diana. Diana's on my team. She's a licensed agent, actually, and she's the one that facilitated this call for me to be on here with you. And she's an incredible woman of God. Love Diana. And yeah, I'll definitely put down my email address. I'm gonna put in the chat. Is that okay?
Yes, yeah, you put it in the
All
chat.
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah, like see. Yeah, but like I said, this stuff is very important. It's some great information. Like mention like getting out our own way, of course, you know what I'm saying, and learn anything. Put away the temporary fix. That makes sense what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Put away the temporary. Okay, you mentioned earlier you were talking about generation thinking long term. So it's not okay. Get into that long term of thinking now to where okay, I know this thing needs to be at. Big shout out to my cousin that's watching also. Big shout out to him. Sydney as well. Big shout out to him. He's
Hey,
watching, of
Sydney.
course.
Thank you for watching.
So that's what's up. See, all right, we got another question too. Will you be open to a group class? If so, what's a good day? That's a question for you from Ms. Young.
You know what? Absolutely. You can definitely, email me, call me, and we could talk about that. The more people that I can educate, guys, this is a why for me. This is my why, to educate more people just like us with the basic fundamentals about money. And I'll do it one on one, I'll do it in a group setting, I'll do it at your church, I'll do it at your business setting. I will do what needs to be done to get this education out to people.
Awesome. And also, that is Shot email address. So you have any questions, comments, or concern, email her and she will talk to you on the back end. Can I understand this kind of stuff can be personal. Do not put your personal business out here while we're on the show. But
Yeah.
if you have any any questions or comments, that's an email address. It is in the comments session, and she will holler at you on the back end.
Yeah.
So that's how it is right there. So there it goes right there. We got to ready to do another. Okay, this your number as well, business number.
Yeah, this is my number. They can reach me at my number. I answer my phone unless it says it's scam likely, then no. But you can always text me any questions that you have. Guys, I'm very one-on-one with my clients. Again, people need to know you're there for them for the long haul. You're not there to judge them, but you're there just to help them and educate them because you don't need a sales pitch from me. I'm never going to give you a sales pitch. I'm going to give you the facts. And when I give you the facts, then you can make an informed decision about what to do with your finances and your goals. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, let me put that in the comment section as well, so people can do that also. So I'm paste that now. So okay, that is shot a business number right there. I'm putting from flash across the stream. So that is shot business number right there. Once again, if you have any comments, any questions or concerns, you get a text or call it, holler at it on the back end. Whatever y'all talk about, it's confidential. So that's what it's all about. So that's a number right there. Of course, you have the email as well. So
I
let me
also
see.
wanted to say something too, real quick. I would
Go
love
ahead.
to, for all of your audience members, especially anyone who have questions, I would like to offer you a confidential, complimentary, and customized financial needs analysis. It won't cost you a single dime. Now, you can go to the bank, who don't give you no money on your rates of return, right? You can go to the bank and they'll charge you $500 to $1,200 to tell you you're broke when you knew that before you walked in the door. I'm going to do it for you for free and actually give you some action steps to really make your dreams and your goals come true. So I would like to offer that to all of your clients here, a free complimentary customized financial needs analysis. We'll do it on Zoom. I get to know you, you get to know me. I get to hear your needs and your wants and your desires, and I go to work for you. You'll never pay me, but I will do a great job for you. And then you refer me. That's how I get paid. You refer me to other people to continue the message going. Because if we don't continue to educate people, Furman, people are going to stay in these ruts, right?
Most definitely. Most definitely. And it's some great stuff that's going on. We'll take another quick commercial break. So everybody's coming in the conversation. We'll come in right back. I'll do another commercial. So, man, we'll be right back with our Q&A conversation.
Hey, girl, you looking good, shorty. Hey, let me get that number, man. You feeling me, you know? You sure? Come on, man. You good, man? Have a good day. Have a good day. What? I can... Oh, damn. Hey, man. Tell me what happened right there, man. You know, I guess my reds ain't up, man. Don't worry about it, bro. They used to do that to me all the time, man. But I got a little something for you, man. Just a little vitamin P, man. Change your life, man. Take a few of those, man, to see how it
Okay. We're going to see.
I'm sorry. I got that vitamin C. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on Walking This Way Impact Wars podcast. Big shout out to David Reed, aka Day Day. That's his commercial. He's an up and coming artist, entrepreneur here in the DFW. I love that young man's spirit. When I met him, almost going on 2 years, he was selling burritos at a building downtown when I was working out, and it's like that young man. He blew up overnight. Doing music, everything. I love his work ethic, his drive, and I had him on the show. So a few weeks back. Awesome young man, and I love go getters. I love go getters. I love people who are about their business. They just got their head down and they just working, and I love their work ethic. So look at put up some comments right quick as well. Okay, she said, I know you say you do the free FNA. Miss Jones said those cost up to $1,500.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. So get y'all free FNA. Get some education going on. So that's what it's all about.
And it's a great tool to have because, again, this is your plan, your numbers, your strategy. When was the last time someone sat down with you and went over your plan, your numbers to give you a personalized strategy of how to take care of you and your family? When was the last time someone offered that to you?
I learned this shot. Ain't nobody finna come on your front door and tell you. Nobody's not finna knock on your front door and tell you, hey, you need to get your life together. It's not gonna happen. It won't happen. It's like, being honest with you, people really don't care if you dead or alive. I'm just being honest. I mean, they're not. They just like, They're really not. It's just you got to go out there and make it happen yourself. Ahmed Jones said, "Firm, we love to give you a compliment." Quote, "Are you ready?" Fire away. Fire away. Let's see. Well, yes. See, I seen that. Okay, she said she seen that commercial. It's pretty good. Okay, that's what's up. So this is great stuff going on. Appreciate everybody watching, hanging out with us tonight here on the Wednesday edition of Walking This Way's Impact Wars podcast. But so let's go back and talk about the midterm account.
Okay.
What percentage should we start out with? Walk us through this thing. Take us by the hand and walk us through this thing. Let's walk it out. As they used to say, it was an old song back in the day, walk it out. But
yeah, walk it out. You know, I honestly, I wish I had my calculator. I'll be able to show you the diagram. But I would say, the guys, if you're going to have you a midterm account, your emergency money, a 4 to 6% rate of return is good. Why is that? That's a conservative rate. That means that you're not risking more for a higher rate of return. It's pretty safe at that 4 to 6%, right? And
Right.
so that's what I would suggest that you do. And again, these registered representative licensed agents can do that for you. And for us, for me, I go through the top of the top companies. Let's say, for example, you heard of companies like Voya, Fidelity, Bright House, Corebridge, all of those big hitters. I'm able to go through all of these major partners to get you guys the best returns possible. You're not going to get that at your bank. They're going to give you some measly 2 to 3%, and they're going to go in the back door with your money and get at least a 9 to 12% on your money, making your money 6 times the amount or doubling for them, way more than it's doubling for you. See, it's all about let's say, for example, you were getting some money, you had $10,000, okay? $10,000, and you put your money in a bank for 3% rate of return. It's going to take your money 24 years to double one time to $20,000 at that rate of return. You want to go to a 6% rate of return because now it's going to take your money 12 years to double instead of that 24 years. But you wanted your money at a 9% rate of return. Now it's doubling what? Every 6 years. That's why you want your money at higher rates of return so that your money can double faster. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the midterm, 4 to 6%, I can set those up for you.
And that's what's up right there. So let's talk about the midterm, of course. So to go to the midterm, it's okay. Go what you write for the midterm account, which is poor. Need to get started. You know what? That'd be an awesome Christmas gift for people that celebrate Christmas, whatever you want to call it, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get the thing started now. So for the midterm account, we get in contact with you, and then you just take it from there.
Yeah, I can do long-term accounts too, right? I shorten, mid, and long. For example, if you need that Roth IRA set up, no one's ever set that up for you. Guys, you should have a Roth IRA set up. Higher rate of return, tax-free money. It just makes sense to do. And you can open up a Roth for $25, $50, $100. It really depends on you, right? You don't have all this money to invest. You need to start investing where you are. That's what I love about our company is that we help the middle street families that they have maybe $100 in their budget to stretch. So if I could protect you with the best life insurance possible for $50 and I can invest on $50 more, now we're cooking with grease, guys. Now your family is protected and you're building your assets.
Right.
If I only protect you in your life and don't build your assets, I'm doing you a disservice, Furman.
That's true. No patriot to patriot living here.
What if you live a really long time? You need money.
Yeah,
what if you die too soon? You need life insurance.
True.
Right? So yeah.
I agree 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. No patriot. I just put that in the comment section. No patriot to paycheck living. I just put it.
What did you put in?
I just put no paycheck to paycheck living. That's why I wrote that in the comment section.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. But these are the things that we must have set up, okay? Because again, if we don't have our money in different instruments growing, our money either growing or dying.
All right.
There's no in between.
Yeah, because you look at everybody want to live good. I know I want to live good. You know, you want to live good. Everybody want to live good. Everybody want to be very comfortable. You know, once again, Shy, it's by having that structure in our life. And I'm looking at stuff on structure, and having structure helps it out a whole lot. That, you know what? I understand now why Scripture tells that we must be born again, even though we're born again on a physical, but being reborn again on a spiritual standpoint. We mean we starting all over again, right?
Yeah,
So we restarting all over again, which means we changing this, right? So we have to change this. So if we
yeah,
don't change this, we just gonna repeat the same thing over and over again. You can buy the nicest clothes, you can buy all the outer appearance stuff, but if this on the inside has not changed,
yeah,
we're just doing the same old thing in new clothes. That's why
yeah.
Scripture tells us, old wine will go into new wineskin.
You took the scripture right out of my brain, right? Exactly. Because we have to be able to shed the old us, right? And like you
Right?
said, that is renewing of our minds. That is understanding new things and what where our options are, our capabilities. Because I pray that I have just shifted someone's idea that they must do something different when it comes to their finances. If nothing changes, nothing is going to change. And time, guys, we take for granted that we have all the time in the world. I think we decide, oh well, I will talk about I'll worry about my retirement when. I'll worry about doing my will when. I'll worry about getting life insurance when. When what? You're too sick and too ill to get any? Now you can't leave your family anything at all? Right? You're going to start
Right.
saving for your retirement when? When you're 10 years from retirement? And now you have 40 years that you did not save any of your money, and now you have hardly any money to live on. You want to now you're going to just worry about Social Security. I don't know about you, but I know people who live only on Social Security. They have a very limited lifestyle. Is that the lifestyle you want to have for yourself?
And you know what? They told in my generation, they told them wasn't gonna be no more Social Security in my generation. They told it that long time ago.
So the
And
question is, are you preparing if that's the case?
you gotta be prepared. Because and then you look at it, most of these young individuals, sad to say, they don't want to work. And majority of them are incarcerated. I'm saying it's younger people going to jail every day now.
Well, felons can't even get life insurance after if it's been within 10 years.
Really?
Yes. So we have to make sure, guys, that we are being proactive and not reactive. When do you get life insurance? When you're the healthiest and when you're the youngest. Because when life happens, when you went and got that burglary charge or went and, I don't know what people get felonies for, whatever, that knocks you out of contention. I have a gentleman, I set him up as a midterm account and a long-term account. Guess what? He has 8 children. He can't get life insurance because he has a fresh enough felony.
Mm.
I can't even insure him because of his background.
Wow.
What about the people who really want to get life insurance so they can leave their family something, but they have cancer and I can't touch them I can't touch them. I can't insure these people.
Well, can they consider high risk as a liability, red flag?
Of course. You own an insurance company, right? You own an insurance company. I have a $500,000 policy that I want to get out of myself. Well, don't you want to know how healthy I am?
Yeah, that's true.
But if
Yeah,
I drop dead tomorrow because of cancer, you're paying my family $500,000. Well, as an insurance company, don't you want to know what your liability is?
true.
See, that's why we buy insurance to pass on the liability of our lives to the insurance company. So they will pay out our family, not us. I don't know. We don't have $500,000 sitting under our mattress, right? So that's why you put it in a life insurance policy. And guys, it's very affordable. You can get life insurance for $50 a month, $30, $40, $50 a month, $60 a month. It could fit in your budget if you choose to. It's a myth that we can't put these things in place. No, we must put these things in place.
Hey, this stuff is important, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're ready to leave the studio. We're pressing for time. So, Shy, go ahead and plug in information. How can people get in contact with you? Plug in, all your social media platforms per se. Go ahead.
Guys, thank you so much, Furman. Thank you for letting me be on this incredible platform. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
His Ways podcast. I'm so excited to be back on the air. It's been about a year or so since I've been on the air, so this is second nature. But guys, you can reach me at shilohentertainment@gmail.com, or you can also call me at 713-566-1228. I will be glad to answer any questions that you have. Chilonda Clebourn on all social platforms. I am Shiloh on Instagram. And whatever you need, I want to be here for you and your family, your friends. Because another thing, too, I'll give you an example. So, say you have a life insurance policy that what you inherited. Well, the first thing you want to know is, what do I do with this money? Well, you come to me and I show you and I share with you what to do with your money. So it can be protected, you can grow it, and you can have it for when you need it. But remember, I'm not going to be a critic, but I will be your guide to walk with you hand in hand and to educate you so you can make informed decisions about your financial goals. So thanks
And
again.
you will, and that's important. It's just like when you walk in your house. What's the first thing you're gonna do? You walk in your house. You gonna turn the light on.
Yeah.
Right. You need to turn the light on to see where you're going. And that's the main thing about you say you just being a guy. So turn the light on. You're gonna show them where they're going. That's what's
Yeah.
up right there.
Yeah. And that's what the GPS, that's what the financial needs analysis does, guys. It show you where you got to go so you can get there. Write the vision and make it plain so another man can run with it. Your dreams are worth it. Your goals are worth it. Your future is worth it. Your legacy is worth it. It's worth you putting in the work, the discipline, and a plan and executing it. But you got to do it.
Hey, that's it. You got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we are about to be ready to leave here. I want everybody to have a great Wednesday, of course. Shy numbers across the screen. So, get with her. You have any comments, any questions, any concerns, she will be glad to answer your questions on the back end, of course. So we better leave this thing, man. Y'all remember the graveyard. Everybody had one thing in common. They thought they were going to see tomorrow, and they didn't. Remember, let's live life like it's our last. Also, love yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself, work on yourself, protect yourself, take care of yourself, and most importantly, take it to the next level. That's all I want to say. Take it to the next level. Get that midterm account started, because that's something I'm going to get started. I like that midterm account.
Let's
So
get
get
it.
midterm account started. So get your midterm account started and just take it to the next level. We all working to make it. Let's finish the year out strong, right? So this is already September 20th, 2023, right? Let's finish this year out strong, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's finish the year out strong, and let's make it better, not just for us, but for our children as well, also. And not just for them, but those we come in contact with also, that they could benefit off of it. Because everybody want to be in that position, Shy, where they could be financially stable. You want to be able to do things, right?
Yeah.
You want to be able to go, just like you want to be able to take a trip. You say you got the money, you want to be able to take the trip, right? And you got to worry about, well, I got to save this money, but you already got the money to take your trip, and you can take your same day trip, buy your plane ticket. Everybody wants to live like that. Everybody wants to. Everybody wants to live like that. Like, I got to do these things. I got to worry about Tom, Dick, and Harry. I got the money right then and there. And I better do these things and don't have to worry about nothing. Bills paid off. Everybody's taken care of. Hey, let the show begins. Let that show right. That's all I want to say. Shall you have any final comments you want to leave the listening audience?
Yeah, last thing I want to say, guys, if you also looking for an opportunity to step outside your box, learn a new skill set, and even get licensed, always looking to expand my offices throughout the country, always looking to help other people be equipped with this information. So, guys, you can actually launch your own financial services business. You got to step outside the box. Sometimes we just need more income, too, to make our dreams come true. So this will be another great way to have additional income, becoming a financial expert as myself. So I would love to talk to you on the back end, just like you said, about that as well.
Yeah, also, I know Warren Buffett always says it's always good to have multiple streams of income. I know a lot of times as individuals, we depend on one income, and that's our job. And that's something, and once again, it's that way of thinking. So Warren Buffett says always good to have multiple stream of income. If you look at all these people that we study, that's the billionaires and stuff like that, they have different investments going on. That's how they make their money.
That's right.
They like Jerry Jones, for example. before he bought the Dallas Cowboys, he was into the oil rig. He hit it big, paid money for the Dallas Cowboys, coach America's team,
Yeah.
and that organization is worth. Let me put it up right now. What's the organization worth? As we talk about this thing, I know everybody's like, "Why you gotta talk about the Dallas Cowboys?" Because I'm a Cowboys fan.
DC4L all day long. That's why.
They talk about the Dallas. They talk about the Dallas Cowboys, but they missed the side of things. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys today is worth $9.2 billion. Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys in 1989. You just throwing this stuff out there. Just think about it. Just Jerry Jones. And he bought the Cowboys for. Jerry Jones worth $14.3 billion. That's how much Jerry Jones worth. How much he did, how much he got for the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, in 1989, Jerry Jones bought Dallas Cowboys for $140 million in February. He got that money when he struck it in the oil rigs. So that money he made in the oil rigs, he took and bought the Dallas Cowboys. And how much the Dallas Cowboys worth today?
$9.2 billion.
See?
Right.
All that from investing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they've been doing that stuff for years. Go ahead.
Well, of course, the wealthy knows what to do. Don't wealthy they know what investing is. They know sitting on their blessed assurance is not going to get them to where they need to go. It's the middle class, paycheck to paycheck families that need to understand with the right mentality that their money can grow too. With the right disciplines and the right understanding, your money can grow and do what you need it to do for yourself as well. But again, if we think it's only investing is only for the wealthy, we're going to miss out that midterm account, that long-term account, those things that really going to help us get to where we need to be.
In other words, so you let your money work for you.
That's it. Work smarter and not harder. Come on, somebody.
Right. So you make your money work for you. That's what it's all about. Let your money work for you and be smart with it. Thing. Hey, you know what, Shy? You don't have to be a household name to maintain a great lifestyle.
That's right.
You know, everybody think you gotta be a big time athlete or celebrity. You name. You don't have to. You could be a household name. Like, you know, Shy, you be a household name. Furman can be a household name. You don't have to be on TV all the time to be well known. You can start right where you at.
Yeah.
By investing where you at, building up where you at, and nobody don't even have to know you. Can you invest in yourself? Like LeBron James. You know, LeBron James, they say he invests millions of dollars into his body. He does that to be great. Michael Jordan, for example, that's about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan invested in himself. And Michael Jordan's a billionaire today, of course. Everybody know that.
Mm-hmm.
But his work ethic, he wanted to be the best. So what he did was, when Jordan came in the league, Jordan was skinny when he first came in the league, but okay, he was getting beat up by the Detroit Bad Boy Pistons in the playoffs, getting eliminated, beating them up. Jordan got bigger. He ended up getting with this personal trainer to help him with his game, elevate his game even to higher heights. So that's what that's all about. So in order for you to be great, you gonna invest. You got to invest in yourself if you want to be great.
Yes, you do. Oh my God, you have to invest in yourself, and that's why I want to beseech your audience. Allow me to invest in you, pour some knowledge that I have for you, because when you have the knowledge, now you can make better decisions for yourself. But you, without the knowledge, you're going to perish and you're going to feel more frustrated because you just don't see a way out. But guess what? There is a way out. God always gives us a way of escape. And so if this conversation is tugging on your heart, comment. Oh, well, make sure you email me or call me so that we can move you into some better places. So that, like you said, if you could just pay your bills before due, that might be just what people need. If I had an extra $500 to help me with groceries, that might be just what people need.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just like you were saying, you don't have to have all this massive major wealth to be happy. You could be happy by having control. Oh my God. Okay, I'm done.
I'm gonna go ahead and plug your number one more time. Right there. That's it. So if you want to get in contact with Shot, that's the number right there. Talk to her on the back end, of course. Also, so for everybody to see, leave that for a little bit. I appreciate you, Shot, for taking time of your
Yeah,
productive schedule to hang out with me tonight.
yeah, this is fun.
And it's always fun. And then also that's your email as well.
Thank you.
So that's it right there. So the email right there, man. Y'all get in touch with her, plug in with her, and get all this great information. We'll do one more commercial, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're gonna get the air. We're gonna do one more commercial, and we're gonna be right back here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast.
Write your next hit stage play with Sheena D.
What up, everybody? How you feeling? Yours truly, Stretcher 6 Phenomenon from WHUR on the set of this wonderful play that we just witnessed for a 2-day event called Crucified.
I knew it was a boy. I don't like it.
Writer, director, and producer of hit stage play Crucified. That's by popular submission.
I gotta say, this was a great piece of work.
Damn! How you moving that chocolate with all the muscles and your grill messed up? Come on. Oh my God! It's like finding a Snicker with no nut. I know, baby. I know. Come on.
What are you waiting for? Head over to sdhentertainment.com now to sign up.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast, along with my guest Shy as well. We thank everybody once again for being with us. Thank everybody for tuning in, hanging out with us, and most important that something was said tonight that really spoke to your core that you can really make some changes about. So that's what it's all about. I mean, y'all be great. Be great on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Be great on purpose. Show you how, Shy, you have, I'm gonna ask you that before I I'm gonna ask you again. Do you have anything else you want to plug in before we leave?
Not at all. Thank you so much again. I had a blast. Thank you so much.
And that's what's up. So I appreciate you again. And like, ladies and gentlemen, that's an email right there. So email a caller and just really get some stuff going. Just start somewhere. That's what's all about. Start somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't live in regret. Don't say woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Come on.
Start right now and say, you know what? This is the best decision I ever made. So invest in yourself. Love yourself. So that's what we have to forget about, Shy. We forget about our worth. We forget about our value. We allow anything to determine our worth, our value, our time. But we need to start loving ourselves. Scripture tells us to love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And this is why I got this shirt on real quick.
Go ahead.
I own my power.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this shirt is like, own our power. We have more power than we think we have. We have more power over our finances. We have more power over our minds. We have more power over our body. We have more power over our relationships than we actually give ourselves credit for. So own your power and make some really great decisions for yourselves. You can do it.
And that's what's up right there. Also, give big shout out to Miss Jones. I own my own power. Big shout out to Miss Jones again.
Yeah.
Also, big shout out to Jazzy Red out of my hometown of Mobile, Alabama. She said Jazzy Red in the house. Big shout out to her. Great pillar of the community in Mobile, Alabama. She's always giving back to the community. She's always looking out for people, and she has a great heart. Big shout out to her in the comment section as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to leave here. I not keep saying that, but we're just having a good time on the show. But I don't want to hold Shy as well because everybody got stuff to do.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what it's all about. So, man, y'all have a great night, and I'll see you here next time here on Walking This Way Impact Voice Podcast. Peace, everybody.
Bye.